Hi, I'm Tony Fleming, and this is Fleming's Ultimate Garage.
Hey, thanks for joining us on today's video. You know, some cars get a super bad rap, and undeservingly so. You know, maybe everybody says the 69 Mach 1 is the best car ever built. The 70 Mach 1, that's when it was all over. That's the best car ever built. Well, the truth of the matter is, collectible cars continue to rise in value, especially cars that are at the end of their run. For instance, the 69 Camaro, when it was redesigned, right? Great cars, but those are way more collectible than, say, a 68 or surprisingly more than a 70. Even though they're just a little bit apart there in years, the body styles and changes and things like that. But in a car like this is a 73 Mach 1. You can say, well, the power and all that stuff was over. The power is not over. First off, this car here has had the engine rebuilt, and it definitely has more power than it came out of the factory with. But more importantly, it's the last of the last. So it's the last V8 Mach 1 you could get ever, right? In this body style is the last of it as well. Fastback styling and everything you got going on here, you're talking about a car that first off is not ridiculously priced at, you know, $100,000 or $75,000 or whatever. It's a car you can get in, go to a car show, have some fun, go out on a weekend, go out to dinner in this thing, and really know that you have something pretty exclusive. This car comes with a Marti Report. A lot of you may know what that is, and if you don't know what it is, I just want to tell you real quick what it is. Kevin Marti has got all the documentation from Ford, so he could tell you whether this car really started life out the way it's being represented, which is really nice to have that authenticated. A car like this comes with that report, and what he does for a few extra dollars is he'll tell you, it's called the Deluxe Report, he'll tell you how many were built of this car. And this crazy thing is, there's only one car built like this. Having that Marti Report saying that it's one of one is pretty incredible. Now, it does narrow it down to a few things like the radio and colors and things like that, but regardless of how you boil it down, if it's the only one of its kind, and it's the last year that these cars are built, and it's a Mach 1, and it's the most motor you could get and whatever, you know for sure, like, this is what we call a collector car investment grade vehicle, meaning that this car should go up in value quicker than others around it, and that's why this hobby is so much fun. If you could drive one of these cars and it virtually cost you nothing to own it, and if you decide to sell it in some little bit of time and it works out that way, that to me is a whole lot of fun, because the truth of the matter is there's no way to have that kind of fun legally, okay, and enjoy that experience. All right, so let's keep walking around the car. Wimbledon white paint, always a great color in these cars, from 65 all the way through even now. They just look great on here. The white and black color scheme. Come on up here, let's check and see what we got. Okay, we always like to do the little test here so you can read that. Justin, can you see all that in there? Beautiful. Got the 351 Ram Air callouts here. This has been clear coated over for the stripes. I think the paint looks great. I love the mug of this. I love the front and rear spoilers. You know, these cars here have really grown on me, especially the styling, because this is the exaggeration of the muscle car. The muscle car is the long hood. It's a short deck for the trunk area back there. Front and rear spoilers. It's got slats on the back, man. Louvers for 70s, you know, staying alive, staying alive. Awesome, awesome pieces that are in here. Hood pins, which scream muscle car right away. And for me, that's one of those touches that you just can't get everywhere. All right, so let's take a look at some of the stuff that you can't see that might be important. Okay, inside here we have power disc brakes. We always forget to ask, you know, hey, does that car have power disc brakes? Because our daily cars come with that. This car also has power steering. But in this case here, we have the correct Magnum 500s, all right? And obviously the Goodyear Eagles, radial tires. This was about the time that the radial tire came out, so they are authentic there if you would like to get those. These little mud flaps here to kind of keep everything clean. This car has been well preserved, well restored, and well taken care of along the way. Styling back here is really nice too. So the stripe package on the Mach 1 with the big call out there, the rear wing, which is adjustable, and these louvers again, which look cool from the outside, but they're pretty easy to see out of, especially the way they're built in there. They also lift up for cleaning because they're hinged, all right? New chrome, new stainless. Nice big meaty pipes, a correct valance panel with it's all cut out, but I wanted to show you something underneath that's a big deal, because in 73 you're saying, well, that doesn't have a lot of power or whatever. Not true at all. Big 9-inch rear there, okay, to make sure that the power that was coming out was laid down on the ground. All right, it's all nicely detailed under there. You can see the new shocks, the detailed springs, the rear end's been repainted. You can see the Flowmaster exhaust, and that's why this car sounds so good. All right, let's take a peek under here. All right, this is really what I call, I don't want to call it the money shot, but it's the money shot. So you open up, you can go to a car show with this car, you open the hood, and you get to see some of the detail. Like, come on up in here. Vacuum actuated ram air system. The reason it's vacuum actuated is because, you know, in the rain, you wouldn't want rain just to keep dumping inside here, so typically those are closed. They open when you accelerate a lot, and you typically would not floor it in the rain, so that's why they worked out really well. This is nicely detailed with the correct stickers, showing the 351 ram air. This is what I mean by having kind of a show car here. I'd say the last thing that we should probably do to this is put the correct battery and battery topper on here, just to finish it up, and I'll make a note of that. That'll be included if you decide to buy this car. That'll be on the car there, and then it'll look really, really primo, okay? But detailed stuff like, look how nice the cadmium bolts are, the nuts are all done properly, the horns work, the turn signals work, the high beams work, like all that stuff we're making sure that when you get this car, all you need to do is put a key in and drive it, okay? Even the Motorcraft stickers on stuff like the coil in here, Motorcraft down here, if you come up here for a second, just I want to show this off a little bit. Motorcraft hoses, you know, this stuff that here you say, well, what's the big deal? Well, the big deal is like this hose standard, okay, is probably 5 times less than this hose right here. And these clamps right here are probably 10 times the price of a regular band clamp. So the detail that's going into the car is exactly what you want. This is a pretty rare car, and somebody's recognized that, and when they restored it, they spent the money to do all those good things to it, okay? So let's take a peek in the trunk for a second. Okay, and the reason I wanted to show you this is, a little dust in here, sorry, there was a little piece of dust in there. Okay, this is all nicely done with a tartan mat in it. Look at the Space Saver rear tire. This comes with it for the front. We're obviously showing off Fleming's Ultimate Garage, but I put this in the back, so remember that when you buy this car, this is sitting back here, and that you need to pick that up. But look at the detail of the spare, jack's all painted, just everything in here. This is a great car, man. Great car. These cars get such a bad rap because first off, they drive better than a 69 or 70 to begin with. They've upgraded the suspension and things like that. The interior's a little bit nicer in it. It's a little more roomy. And this one here definitely got some juice. All right, let's check out the inside. Although this car is pretty much bone stock, there's a couple small upgrades. One of the upgrades is that I lost the keys. Okay. Anyway, a couple small upgrades in here. One of them is the Mach 1 mats. I think they look great. You can decide what to do with those. And it has an upgraded AM/FM cassette. What we do for a lot of people is we just put the stock radio back in here, and then we put inside the glove box, which we hide, an AM/FM CD, iPod, whatever. It's very inexpensive. It's already got speakers in the car as it is, so that's a super easy fix, and that way the whole car looks bone stock inside, but you get all your great tunes. You plug your iPod in or what have you, okay? Okay, so a couple of hidden things. This has tilt wheel. All right, well, a lot of people don't notice because the GM cars and Chrysler and what have you had extra levers and what have you. The Fords used the turn signal here as part of the tilt wheel. This has full gauges, so it has a factory tach, factory speedometer, all the gauges right here, has a clock. This car was an original AC car. It doesn't have the AC in it anymore, but it could be restored back to it if you wanted to. Most people don't care to, but it was originally listed on the Marti Report as AC. The AC controls are still here. I'm not sure how much is still left in the car, but that's kind of up to you to decide if you want to do that. Okay, so even the map light here is working. The footwell light is working. We talked about a lot of great things in this car. It's got a nice back seat. The back seat folds down too, which gives that two-seater kind of sports car looking thing, and looks really nice with the back seat folded down, which we'll show you in just a second as well. But how about I go ahead and start it for you so you can hear what it sounds like. All right, so look how cool it is back here with all that down. This has a special mat to match the front mats, but here's the original stuff right here. All the nice chrome is done. I think this looks great with the back seat folded down. It's really cool. Part of having a classic car and the car appreciating in value is authenticity. Come up in here, I want to show you something that's really cool that you don't get with every car. This is pretty cool, check this out. So here's the original invoice to the dealer. Like normally you would never have seen this, but this is like the dealer cost items. Okay, that's the original cost of the dealer, that's the sticker price. Wasn't a whole lot of markup in there. When you think you're grinding the dealer for thousands of dollars, he's only making $600 in markup in the car, so not a lot there. But anyway, that's kind of cool. It authenticates what we just looked at today, all right? This is a CERTA card right here. It's a warranty identification card, and what they would do is they'd slip this into like a credit card machine, and they'd put this on top of your repair order, so every time they did a warranty claim or whatever, they would know that that applies to that car there. All right, so over here, this is a copy of the actual factory window sticker. So if you might purchase a little bit more from the Marti Report. This is the door tag, kind of confirming what all of this says. So all of this stuff ties in. And then here, there were 134,073 Mustangs built. 35,000 were Mach 1s, and as you go down, there were only 665 Mach 1s built in white, which is pretty low to begin with, okay? And then as you go on down, only one was ordered with the sports wheel covers, and that eliminates like every car. That's just kind of cool. It's one of one out of 130,000. That's a pretty cool piece. And this just authenticates all the options and everything else that were on the car. Okay, it says the date the car was built, whether it was on schedule or not. It was scheduled to be built on 2/21. It was actually built on 3/2, so it was really behind schedule, which was uncommon back then. They were normally pretty on time or a day ahead. It was released from the plant on 3/5, and then it was sold on 6/18. So, and then one last piece to the puzzle. You know, if you went to a car show or something like that, you might put that on the dash, and then inside here is this is pretty cool. So it just gives you an idea of what the specs were on a car like that the dealers might have gotten, just to give you an idea of what came on the 73 Mustang, okay, in the different iterations. And then here's an original 73 brochure showing the cars, and then of course the options and things like that, the color greens that were available back then. Then here's a little bit about the Mach 1. It's just really just a cool piece of history. I mean, this is all original stuff. This is not a duplicate. You know, in closing up the video, we talked about a lot of stuff, but keep in mind this. We're talking about the biggest motor and most power you could get in 1973 on this car. It has a heavy-duty C6 in it, best transmission that they made. It's also an awesome transmission, period. The Ford 9-inch rear in this car. On top of it, people put 9-inch rears in everything from Chevys to Mopars or whatever, because they know that rear there is super, super strong. All right? Disc brakes, power steering, detailed under the hood. I was just running down all the list of things, full gauges in the car. It's just a really, really cool piece to enjoy, you know, going to a car show, going to dinner, just go for a cruise, whatever you want to do, man. But this car really is awesome. Anyway, call us 301-816-1000. We'll tell you all about this last year 73 Mach 1.